Today's sponsor is Rakuten. Rakuten is the largest cashback site, partnering with over 3,500 of the biggest name brands like Nike, Lululemon, Adidas, and more to bring you great deals on your favorite items. We're talking cashback, coupons, and promo codes all literally for free. You can go on the website and find the shops you want, or use the browser extension. For someone who's been spending too much money recently, I felt a lot more justified with certain purchases after using Rakuten. Personally, I have finally gotten on the Lululemon hype, but y'all know those pants are expensive. But with Rakuten, I was able to get a 12% cash reward back with the purchase of some pants. And it's super simple. All you gotta do is search for the store you want, click the shop now button, and your cashback will be activated. Shop like normal, and you'll get your cash by the next day. So as you're shopping for the holidays, stack that cash while you can. Just click the link in my profile and you'll get a $40 sign up bonus once you make your first purchase. The Lakers defense has been frustratingly bad this season. Last year, with about the same roster, this team was in the middle of the pack with a defensive rating of 114.8. This year though, that defensive rating is up to 117, which is the fourth worst defense in the league. Now, I know that their roster isn't great defensively on paper, but it's the self-inflicted mistakes that have really made them a lot worse, starting with LeBron James. LeBron has been at the center of the Lakers' defensive struggles, most notably with his effort. While he is 39 years old and can't play defense at his best every night, he is proactively hurting the team by not getting back in transition. The Lakers are on a fast break, and LeBron throws a pass that hits off Nurkic's foot. He thinks it should be a kickball violation, so he argues with the ref as Bradley Beal knocks down the wide open three. In the second, LeBron comes down in semi-transition, and he tries to jump pass and gets intercepted. He keeps walking as the Suns run down, and Durant gets a layup. But it gets even worse. LeBron runs pick and roll and drives on Jokic, but he leaves it short on the rim. Now Jokic and LeBron are both underneath the basket, but one complains to the refs while the other sprints down, and of course, Jokic is the one that gets the ball and scores. As you may have noticed, one mistake on the offensive end is often compounded with another error on the defensive end, most notably when LeBron's crashing out to the refs. In addition, LeBron has also turned the ball over noticeably more this season, as he's averaging 4 turnovers a game. And when you have your best defender Anthony Davis down low in the paint, it's putting their guards in a lot of stress to get back first, which makes it really hard for the Lakers to defend. LeBron hasn't been great in the half court either. He's typically on the weakest offensive player so that he can help out, but he's been rather inconsistent with his effort, and it's hard to predict what to expect on a nightly basis. If you listen to Dante DiVincenzo talk about culture, he mentioned that it's essentially an extension of your best player, and I think it's really easy to see that on the court, because as someone who's been rather inconsistent with his effort and focus, it appears that it has trickled down to the rest of the team, especially with the lack of communication. The Suns are in semi-transition, and the Lakers seemingly are all there, but D'Lo thinks he should be taking the big man, which then leaves Bradley Beal for an open three. And even if no one had seen Beal there, they could have at least called out their matchup so D'Lo could have tried finding someone else. These problems don't go away in the half court either. Davis does a really good job holding his own on J-Dub, but the Thunder are able to chase the rebound. Then with the Lakers needing to match up, no one tells Rui to find J-Dub, and he knocks down the wide open three. Without communication, the Lakers' half-court defense has such a hard time dealing with screens as well. They also tend to ball watch a lot, so it's easy to set any off-ball screens to find open shots. The Suns have done a great job multiple times just setting screens in general because of the Lakers' lack of awareness, and they could not react accordingly. Which really leads to my main point here. Whenever the Lakers have to deal with any sort of chaos or deception, they don't know what to do. And it's fair to point to their roster as a reason, but I'd argue that even with a good roster, it would be hard to play good team defense if your team does not know their responsibilities. Just over this past week, the Lakers struggled a lot with dealing with the stack action. So on this first one, Durant runs the stack, and Rui doesn't know if he should stay with him or go to Nurkic, so KD has a wide open jumper. Next time down, Booker runs the stack, and AD doesn't seem to know it's coming because he's looking back. That gives Book all this open space on the right side, which forces the Lakers to overhelp, and Nurkic has a dunk. Then in the second half of the same game, it's Durant initiating the stack, and Connect stays on the guard instead of helping, which leads to a KD dunk. Of course it's Connect's fault, but it looks like he just didn't know that was his role. So after getting owned in the Suns game, they still didn't figure out how to defend the stack against OKC. This time, Connect pushes hard inside to Reddish, but he steps up for whatever reason, and that allows for the alley-oop dunk. I think what's surprising about all this is that I really thought defense was going to be prioritized for a team that's not defensively minded, especially since they lack qualities of a good defensive roster. With Jared Vanderbilt out, the Lakers lack a lot of size, so they can't switch as much as they want. This puts a ton of responsibility on Anthony Davis in the pick and roll to essentially guard two players at once, which isn't sustainable for any great defensive player. But the biggest issue is that the Lakers guards struggle with screens. When they played the Nuggets a week ago, their lack of size meant that Michael Porter had a guard on him all night, and the Nuggets game plan was focused around setting as many dribble handoffs as possible. Not surprisingly, the Lakers guards couldn't get around those screens, and Porter was just firing wide open threes. Even with someone like Rui Hachimura, who has the physical tools to be a switchable defender, he's had a lot of trouble guarding big men in the post as he gets moved relatively easily. This then limits what the Lakers can do on the defensive end, which then can lead to more mistakes. Without the trust of guys staying in front of their man, it tends to lead to overhelping. For example, Booker's ISOing D'Lo, and Rui helps from the strong side to cut off his drive, but he can't find O'Neal in time and he knocks down the three. So when you consider all three factors, LeBron's effort, the lack of communication, and the defensive limitations of the roster, that's how you get the 27th best defense in the league. Yes, their offense could keep them competitive throughout the game, but the lack of communication and lack of defensive awareness, along with those limitations, will really shine through when it really matters. The Lakers are down by 2 against the Thunder and need a stop at home to give themselves a chance to tie the game. Max Christie is guarding SGA, and for some reason intentionally fouls when OKC was already in the bonus. That allows Shea to go to the line, and he hits both free throws to essentially seal the game. Then just 2 days later, the Lakers have a chance to close out a road game against the Jazz, but LeBron misses the jumper. The Jazz initially elect to not call timeout because Sexton finds Rui Hachimura to ISO. He completely blows by him. It looks like he's calling game, except Will Hardy calls a timeout, which prevented the Jazz from a potential upset. Yes, Davis may have had a chance to block that shot, but again, it's the personnel on the floor that's going to be a problem in clutch situations, especially when teams elect to hunt mismatches and ISO them more often. So unless everyone starts to buy in defensively, including LeBron James, the Lakers are going to have a really tough time being a true contender in the West, even with their improved offense. And it's not the fact that this team is just bad at defense, it's a failure to address issues that are well within their control is what really makes this defense frustratingly bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.